Hi, thanks so much for coming out tonight in the audience of your own home for the virtual cooking class. We're going to do a really beautiful dish, a steak au poivre that we're using a little filet mignon meat for, and that has a brandy cream sauce with a little bit of peppercorn. And then we also have a roasted asparagus, carrot, and red pepper butter that's going to be beautiful, and then also a roasted garlic mashed potato. We really appreciate you being here. I'm Jordan Swem, Vestals Catering. I started Vestals Catering at my house 13 years ago. Now one of the top caterers in Texas. We love serving customers. We miss being able to put on events, and we miss being live with you. But we're so grateful that we can be here and you can be with us tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. Some of this items that as you open up are already ready for you. We wanted to make it as easy as possible. Some will get going. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I've got 2 skillets. I'm going to preheat my skillets. So you can see I've already cooked the potatoes here. The potatoes are nice and soft and they'll be ready to mash. You might want to go ahead and just get those in some water. No salt, just boiling water, cooked till they're soft. So a couple things that we're going to do. The steak's going to come together very, very quick. So what I want to show you is what we're going to do in order to get our vegetables ready, because they need to be roasted. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in my pan. And we're going to make a red pepper butter. We've got beautiful red bell pepper here. Just going to take the seeds out, pull the seeds off, and move this over here. And then we're going to do just a fine julienne on that. I'm going to cut this in half, smaller, nice, thin. The idea is that we're going to infuse the butter with the bell pepper, and then we are going to top our vegetables with the butter and be ready to roast in the oven. The oven we have on is about 400 degrees, and in a minute we'll do that. First, what's important, make sure you're doing this. I've got Beverly, who's my great hostess. I think she's bringing me a glass of wine. So make sure that you have a glass of wine or your cocktail of choice. Cheers, salute to you today. Happy fall. And this is actually a very great holiday recipe as well. So see, I've got the butter being infused. I also got some nice, beautiful asparagus right here. What I want to do is I'm just going to trim the ends off here with just a little bit where you get this kind of woodsy. And then I'm going to cut the asparagus in half. On a sheet pan, we're just going to lay this out on a nice sheet pan to be ready to roast. Then I'm going to you have a nice carrot. I'm going to take a little bit of the carrot, cut this off, and cut this into some nice thin pieces as well. Carrot will come just right next to that. Now the carrots need to be a little bit thinner than the asparagus, just because they're going to take a little bit longer to roast in the oven. Now, if you see this nice peppers in the butter, we're just letting that cook, letting that kind of saute just to begin to infuse. And then what I'm going to do is we'll bring it right over here, and we're going to pour that just right on top of the asparagus and the carrots. I'm going to do a little bit of salt. I'm going to make sure that's all nice and toasted. Everything gets in the butter really, really well. And then the magic of cooking, Beverly is going to take this and put this into a 400-degree oven, just ready to roast. The key there is what you do is that you begin to just let that butter infuse. Now I'm just going to wipe this pan out because I want to reuse it. It's got that butter flavor in there, which is going to be delicious. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to get this pan going. Remember, I had it a little bit warm. And I'm going to start this with some butter. You chose kind of the steakhouse option, so there's going to be a lot of butter. This was not the healthy choice. That's okay. So I'm going to let this get going, and what I'm going to do here is it calls that we're doing a little roasted garlic mash, but what I'm doing is I'm mimicking the roasted garlic as it sautés into pieces in the butter. So I'm going to let the garlic go, and I'm going to let that just kind of cook down in this butter. I might even brown the butter a little bit. And the idea is that we're infusing the butter, we'll add in the cream, and then we'll add the potatoes, have a very beautiful mashed potato dish there. Now, next, we're going to have our fillets. Got my heat going. I've got these nice, beautiful fillets. we've already got them kind of marinated for you. We just wanted to get some flavor. What you are going to want to do is you're going to want to encrust, heavy encrust with black pepper. So a poivre is typically considered a pepper sauce. So what we're going to do to saute these fillets is we're going to add a little bit of butter. Then I want to also add in a little bit of oil. We want enough fat in that pan. What that does is the oil gives it so it doesn't burn. The butter adds in a great flavor, but the oil allows it to not burn. I'm going to add in my fillets here, nice beautiful fillets. Add a sear, and I'm just going to let those sear. That pepper flavor is very, very important for that sauce. Again, that's the main flavor we're looking for. So we have our mashed potatoes going. I've got my potatoes cooked, the vegetables in the oven, and then over here I've got the garlic being infused into this butter. I'm going to crank up that heat a little bit. We want the butter to brown, and we want those garlic to kind of begin to cook through. It'll be perfect. Just so you know what else we have a little bit of brandy. We have some heavy cream. They'll be ready to go into this dish as well. I need some of that cream to be for my mashed potatoes and the other cream to be part of my poivre sauce.